8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello. Welcome, everybody. This is the EM Publishing monthly update in May. We didn't have one in April. That's because I was away on vacation, but I am now back. I decided to go on vacation literally the week after all the tariff stuff was happening. So that was fun. But I'm back and tariff stuff is still happening. So I didn't really miss anything. But anyway, welcome. Thanks for coming and watching. This is going to be an informal half hour or so where I just talk you through what we're doing at EM Publishing, what's going on at the moment. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the chat and I will try and answer them live if I know the answer. Hello, thanks for joining us. And if you're watching this later and you had a question, but it's no longer live and you can't ask us, that's not a problem. You can send us an email. The address is on the screen and that'll be me picking that up. That's our customer service email, and normally myself and Zin manage that, but Zin is going to be away until September now, so it is just going to be me managing it, but I'll try to get back to you within 24 hours Monday to Friday, but bear with me because it'll just little on me now. But anyway, so I'm going to walk you through everything that's going on with us at EM Publishing. So I'm going to talk you through our current fulfillments for projects we've got currently live, stuff we've got upcoming, our plans for the UK Games Expo. So that's what this is going to be about. So I'm just going to jump right in and start going through. So first of all, I'm going to start with the shipping and fulfillment update. So if you are one of our backers of one of our campaigns, thank you very much for supporting us. Obviously we do updates every month on the crowdfunding pages, but I'll just give you a quick overview here. And if you have any live questions, you can ask. So first thing we have fulfilling right now as we speak is the Monstrous Menagerie 2 and the Level Up Gate Pass Gazette Annual for 2024. Now, these everywhere across the world, they are currently going out except for the US. I'll come back to the US, but if you are not in the United States of America, your books are on your way to you if you gave them your address. So at the end of April, you would have had an address verification email from ShipQuest. They were just checking your address, and if you needed to update it, you could have done then. But now they're going out to you, and you should have an email with tracking information. If you are in a country quite far away, like Australia or something, you'll probably get your local tracking email once it arrives through customs in your country. So if you don't have it right now, please don't panic. But if by the end of May you haven't had a tracking email, some information, do just send me a message and I can check on that for you. So that's everywhere in the world except the US. Now, if you're in the US, what does this mean for you? Don't worry, tariffs are not going to affect your order here. So books are arriving in the US currently. They're due to arrive at customs this week. Where the books were printed in Europe, so we're a little unsure about what rates are doing because they're changing quite a lot at the moment. But if we do get a customs bill, we're just going to pay it and eat that, and we're not going to pass that on to you. So if you have pledged for the Gate Pass the Annual or the Monstrous Menagerie 2, you're not going to be charged anything extra, so don't worry about that. Once they clear customs, which might take a little longer than usual because obviously with everything, all the changes going on with customs, I imagine the ports are a bit backlogged with stuff. But as soon as they clear customs, I'll do a backer kit update to let you know. Hopefully that'll be the next week or so, fingers crossed. And then we'll get it to our US warehouse. Our US warehouse already have your address and all your details, so they're just waiting for the books to arrive so we can really quickly pack them up and send them to you. Before we send them out, we will send you an address verification email. So that's just a quick email just saying, hey, we're going to send this out to you. Is this still where you live? So if you've changed address since filling out your pledge manager and now, then you can just use the link in that email to update us and let us know. So that's how that is going to work for those two. So these campaigns should be fulfilled in the next few weeks. They were both said to be kind of done by June, and that's what we're doing, which is great. So we're pleased with that. So that's the good news first out the way. So these will be with you very, very soon. Also, we've finished fulfillment for our quick starters that we've done since those campaigns. So we've done Secrets of the Grave and Machines in the Deep. So these are our quick starters. So we've run them for 2 weeks. You get the PDF the same day the campaign ends, and the very next month you get the book. Because these are print on demand, these aren't affected by tariffs because for our US backers, we'll print them in the US via DriveThruRPG and send them direct to you. So they're not going through any borders, so there's no extra costs or anything like that for you. And if you're in the UK, it's printed in the UK as usual and doesn't impact anyone else. Anyway, all those have been sent out. If you forgot to give me your address because it happened so quickly and you weren't prepared, that's fine. Just fill out the survey, but send me a direct message on Kickstarter, just to let me know you filled it out so I don't miss it, and I'll send it out to you in a later fulfillment wave. So don't worry if you've missed that. But those have all been sent out. So that's that done. Next, the next 2 projects that are impacted by tariffs. Hooray. So we have done a backer update on each of these projects, letting you what's going on. This is the Void Runners Codex and Split the Horde, because these were projects we had manufactured in China because of the complex components that they had that our usual manufacturer in Europe was not able to do. So where are we at with these projects? So we have the samples approved for both of them. So I have Split the Horde right here. I have the final version. This is how it will be. This is what it will look like, which we're really pleased with. Now, the fulfillment for this, we were kind of in a holding pattern on tariffs before sending them and shipping them out from the factory to see kind of what was going on. So one thing we're considering, which we think we still might do, is ship everything over to the UK and do all the fulfillment from the UK. Now, the reason we're thinking this is because for the US backers, we could either hold stock there until things are a bit clearer of the tariff situation, send them out, or what we could do is we could send them out directly from the UK if the de minimis rules come back into effect. And that rule pretty much means that if your order is less than $800, you don't have a customs fee attached to it, which obviously this was like $20 to buy, so that's significantly less. However, the latest on tariffs is that for the next 90 days, there's going to be a 30% tariff on boxed goods like this. So what we are considering now is sending them directly from the manufacturer to our warehouse in the US and just paying that 30% bill ourselves. Again, just to ensure, as we said before, we're not going to pass any costs on to you as the backers, because you've already paid for and agreed your shipping and all those things. It doesn't seem fair to come and ask you the handout. So at the moment, we're just considering the costs on that, but we will get this copy to you soon. We have finalized the product. We are just doing our shipping plan right now at the moment and working out costs, if it stays at 30% and if we can get them to their destination within those 90 days is what we're considering. So that's the case for both the Void Runners Codex and Split the Horde. This does mean that UK Games Expo, we will not have backer copies to pick up. The other month, I floated before all the tariff things, I floated the idea of having your copies to pick up there for these ones. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do that because of the situation. So if you'd kind of requested that, I put your name on a list. But unfortunately, we haven't refunded you your shipping and things because we won't have that there for you to pick up, unfortunately. But we will have the sample copies there. So if you want to come and look at them and play with them and touch them and see what's going on, you absolutely can. And I actually have a detailed unboxing of the Split the Horde. I don't have the Void Runners copy because that is at Russ's house, so I don't have that on me. But I can show you in detail Split the Horde, so take a look at this. So that is Split the Horde. I'm really pleased with how it's come out and all come together. I think it's really good value. It's £15 in the UK or $20 in the US for your copy, and you get a lot of gameplay. And I think you got a lot of components. So this is our first ever board game at EM Publishing. Yeah, and I'm really proud of it, and I really love it. And thank you to all the backers that backed it. We'll get your copies to you as soon as possible, and we'll keep you updated on the Kickstarter page. But we are now moving to mass production, and so in the next month or so, we should let you know what our shipping and fulfillment plan is, particularly for those in the US with the tariff situation. But do not worry, if you're in the US, you will not have to pay any extra for the tariffs, and we will get you your copy. Is the summary on those things. And that's the same for the Void of Runners Codex. That has been all finalized and confirmed, and we're just in mass production of printing it, and we're just looking at the shipping and fulfillment timelines on those. Yes, I am live. Hello, thank you for joining us. If you have any questions and comments, please put them in the chat. I've just been going through so far the fulfillment and shipping for projects that we have, but I am coming to the end of that now, because that is all we have kind of outstanding in terms of shipping and fulfillment. So whilst that's going on, we are constantly looking forward, as you know that we are, because we're always busy at EM Publishing doing stuff and or things. So right now, currently, we have a project live. It's one of our quick starters, and as I mentioned before, the fulfillment of this will be in at the end of May for the PDFs, and the books will be sent to you in June. We're doing this via print on demand, so it happens really, really quickly. We don't have any tariff issues with that, because for US backers, these are printed in the US. That makes it really simple. So yes, this is what we're currently doing right now, which I'm very kind of excited about. Let me share the link in the comments for this. This is Into the Woods. This is Into the Woods. And what this campaign is, it's for D&D 5th edition. We've upgraded some of the elements to make it compatible with 2024, because originally a lot of this stuff was designed for like 2014, but there's a few little tweaks just to make it, suitable for 2014. So what this has really is, the idea for this is what I always like to put these collections together, is the idea that a lot of people that run D&D have their own worlds and there's campaigns that they're doing, and they've got their own world building. So I don't want to come with like an entire adventure and campaign guide for you, because you have your own creative cool ideas. What I like to do is think that if you're doing a particular area or a theme or something, are there elements that you could just take and pop into your existing story? And how often do you come across a woodland or a forest in your games? I imagine a lot. So this is pretty much designed for things to populate your woodlands and make them a little bit more interesting, and perhaps something unexpected for your players. So it comes with 12 new monsters up to CR11 that are woodland themed. Like there's tree ants, and there's like dryady things, and all sorts of things going on in there. And there's one for like a weird, creepy kind of fey twisted woods. So if you've got that sort of magical element, there's things in there that you can check out on the Kickstarter page. We also have this villain, which is kind of like having a monster, but she's more fleshed out and has a backstory. So it's almost like a prompt for an adventure kind of hook or thread that you can use. And that's Calissa, the spirit fae. So there's this fae spirit haunting the Old Shade Woods. And she's very cool and interesting, and has a great background. So I'll let you look up on the thing on there. It also has some player options in this one. So this has the new character species of nymphs, and there's different varieties. You have earth, forest, and water nymphs. And they come with new feats like elemental refuge and nymphotic seduction. So these are kind of the ideas for nymphs. So if you're in a woodland region and you have players that wanted, to homebrew something like that, here are some ideas for nymphs and things that how you can include them into your game. So as mentioned, this is live currently on Kickstarter. It's only up there for 2 weeks. I'm going to be doing the PDF fulfillment before I go away to the UK Games Expo at the end of the month. So if you want to grab a copy, get in there now. And then when I'm back from the UK Games Expo, I will send out the books, is the plan. So yeah, check that out on there. Also, this is a really great way to support us in between for like us eating tariff costs. If you pick up a PDF or something we do directly from us, that will really help with those sorts of things of that as well. But anyway, that's Into the Woods, live now on Kickstarter. So that's one of the big things that we're doing at the moment. So I really hope you enjoy this, because I really enjoyed going through and curating this. But yeah, I hope you like it. Speaking of Insider, last month we launched the new Insider magazine. So we changed the format on the Patreon. And if you're not sure what Insider is, because you've not heard about it, it's a monthly online magazine for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. and it's now changed format. So it's a physical so we used to do them as like weekly individual articles, but now it's like one magazine each month, and issue 1 went out last month, and I'm really excited about it. So you can get it as a PDF format, of course, that comes out on there, or we have this champion tier, which is $25 a month, and then we just send the magazine to you each month. So you don't get a print on demand coupon or anything like that. We just send it to you. So every month you'll get a new D&D magazine straight to your door. And I just sent out a few late straggler ones first, and today, but all of them have been sent out. So if you are a champion tier member, thank you very much. I've sent them to you via Drive-Thru RPG, so you should be getting them soon. Also, again, because these go out print on demand, there's no kind of tariff or customs weirdness around that, so you can pick that up. And if you're not subscribed to this, if you go to insider.com, you can see all the contents and get the information about it. And the good thing about this new format is you pay for your monthly fee, and because Insider Magazine has been going on for 10 years, you get access to the back articles of like 600 different articles and things. So I think it's excellent value, because you obviously get your monthly magazine, and then you get this whole back catalogue of like 600 different articles, and all the individual articles are listed on insider.com. So you can go and check that out on there. I'd really highly recommend it, and it's a really great way to support us. Insider Magazine was actually started as a way to support EN World, because at EN World we pay writers and things like that to keep it going, and so this is kind of what pays for all that sort of stuff. So if you're interested in D&D content every month, you can go on there. I also think it's a great deal. Thank you very much in the chat for commenting that. Speaking of monthly magazines as well, we've had somebody ask, so what's going on with hang on, I messed up. What's happening with the new Void Runners Codex magazine? I am so glad you asked. So we have a monthly magazine for Insider. We have one called the Gate Pass Gazette for Level Up Advanced 5th edition. And we also now are making one for the Void Runners Codex. And this is called Alpha Star magazine. And so this is going to be a similar format. This at the moment is going to be done, not monthly, sorry, Alpha Star. Alpha Star is going to be done quarterly. So this will be coming to BackerKit. So we already have the pre-launch page up on BackerKit. So if you are interested and want to be notified when we launch, you can do that. Let me put the link in the comments for you there, so you can check that out. So that's there. So what's happening with it? So what we're doing is we're waiting until we fulfill the Void Runners Codex, and then we're going to launch the magazine, because we thought it would be good for people to have that actual box sets and books, so they have that context for the magazine. So in terms of the development of it, all the writing and editing is done, and it's now in layout. So the first issue 1 is currently in layout with our layout team. So we're going to have that done, because originally we were hoping to launch it in June, but depending on when all the US backers have the Void Runners Codex is when we'll launch the magazine. So we will keep you updated. If you want to know the exact date and be notified when we launch, I put a link in the comments, a BackerKit link, this call to action. That's me posting that. If you click on there, you can just click, and when it launches, you'll be notified. We'll also put comments on the Void Runners Codex Kickstarter page and let you know when that's coming out. But yeah, so what's happening with that magazine is that Alpha Star will be coming out very soon once we finish fulfillment for the Void Runners Codex, and the Void Runners Codex is all complete, all done, all approved of the manufacturing. We're just waiting for printing and fulfilling and going things with it. Are there going to be adventures in it? Yes. So there are plans to. I don't think issue 1 has an adventure. Let me just check. I've got the manuscript. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to do this, but no one can stop me. No one else is here. So I think we're open to like what content you folks want in there. So if adventures is what you want, then adventures is what you get. We got issues 2 and 3 that we're planning on doing as well. So let me screen share back in this is our private internal planning page, but I'm gonna share it with you because again, no one's here to stop me. Chrome tab. So this is what the magazine cover looks like, which looks great. So the 4 articles we have is Making It in a Hostile Universe, tech of ill repute, and it's a new heritage. It's cat, feline, fellions, and the bioengineered peacekeeper and archetypes. So there's no adventure in issue 1. But if adventures is what you're interested in, I'm sure if you comment and let us know, we could do that in future issues. But this is what the cover looks like. But yes, very much woo. I'm going to stop sharing that just so I don't accidentally show you something I'm not meant to, because that is our project planning board. Can we still buy issue number 1? I'm guessing this is talking about Insider magazine. So if you are subscribed on the Insider to the Insider Patreon and have given us your address at the champion tier level, which is the $25 tier, yes, I'll send it out to you today. So if you could do that today, and tell you what, if you do that today and send me an email, I'll send it out to you, because I just literally a couple of hours ago sent out a last wave, but I can send out another one. That's fine. So if you want to do that, if you go to insider.com and subscribe to the champion tier and put your address in there, and then send me an email and just say, hey Jess, can you send that to me? I'll sort that out for you. So yes, and then it will go through normally. You already have. Great. Okay. So yes, I will. Let me write a note. Send. Yes, I will send that to you after this live stream. I'll go send it to you just then. So absolutely, yeah. See, that's why it's worth coming to the live streams. But yeah, so are there going to be adventures in it? If this is speaking to Alpha Star, it's not in issue 1, but if that's something you want, absolutely comment when the back gets live and say that's something you're interested in. And I'm sure that's something we can do. How that works with our monthly magazines is we put out pitch calls to the writers that we work with, and we say, hey, what ideas do you have? And they send in pitches and ideas that they have, and we have a look through there and see kind of what fits, and we select that. So if we know that you want adventures, we can say in our pitch call, hey, our audience people want some adventures, and so we can get some pitches and things like that. So yeah, so that is Insider magazine that's happened, and that's talking about Alpha Star a little bit as well. So what's old is new, a different system. Let's talk about that. Or have I skipped past something I want to talk about? No, I haven't. What's old is new. So the What's Old is New bestiary is going to be coming, or bestiary, or however it is correctly pronounced, that I do not know. Again, this the pre-launch page is up on Kickstarter. It's still in the final phase of editing. So this is going to be coming out some point in the summer. I imagine like maybe August time. We just want to make it kind of correctly. We've got all the art ready. We're just finishing the final round of editing, and then we're going to hand it to layout. So we have our layout artists ready to kind of go. But yeah, that is coming up soon. So this is exactly what you would imagine it is going to be. So it is a big collection of different NPCs and monsters for the What's Old is New role-playing system. And if you're not familiar with the What's Old is New role-playing system, we're also going to have the core books available for that crowdfunder, the starter box set, so you can have a look and see if you want to get into it. Today, I was actually doing a draft of all the different pledge tier bundles. And so I'm doing some that's just the bestiary, some that's if you want the core books as well, some if you want the starter box set, some if you want everything, because there's loads of soft cover adventures for the What's Old is New system. And this book contains it for all 3 different genres, so old, now, and new. So it has fantasy, modern, and sci-fi in there. So they're all kind of bundled together. Now, some of the characters and items in it are specifically for a genre. Like, as you can see, the images I'm showing on screen now are clearly for like sci-fi for new. So we do have a section, and one of the chapters is all about how you edit things to your genre. So for example, we'll have like a thief or something in there, and we'll show you variants for that. We're like, so if you have a thief in a new setting, they might have this gear and equipment, but if you're an old fantasy setting, they'll have different gear and equipment like this. And we also have chapter talking through how you can tweak and edit them yourself. So What's Old is New is really a toolkit system, and a lot of GMs use it because they have their own worlds and ideas for what they want to do. And so we wanted to give you the tools to kind of tweak and edit things that are there for your thing, for your game that you're doing. And the final chapter is actually how to create your own from scratch. So if you have an idea, we have the rules of how we make monsters and NPCs. So we walk you through how to do it and give you some guidance on that. So this book is going to be a really nice toolkit sort of thing. And yeah, it has all 3 different settings all in one for the bestiary book, and we'll have the core books there as well. And I was just looking at the pledge tiers today, and we're also looking at tariffs and fun things like that. So we'll have all that worked out on the Kickstarter page. But the art's really nice as well. These art pieces I'm showing you are by Yi Young Lee. So it's got really nice art for it. We've actually got art for almost every monster or NPC, if not definitely 90%, I'm going to confidently say, because I went through and had a look at them. So there's loads of that, and we'll also probably do a VTT token pack with all these images as well, so you can use them. And the good thing about that is a lot of these images are reasonably generic that you can use for lots of spoiler, went ahead. So you've got things like a knight or a demon or different animals and things. So the VTT token pack is actually going to be really nice, because you could use it obviously for What's Old Is New, because that's what it's signed for, but it would actually transfer just for any kind of tokens for lots of different games you do. Because I noticed a lot of people that play What's Old Is New are the kind of people that like exploring different systems, and they're kind of savants that have loads of different games that they run and play. So I'm bearing that in mind of the kind of people that you guys are. But anyway, that's What's Old Is New, the Bestiary. I'm really excited for this. It's been long awaited, and I'm really excited that we're doing it. And we've obviously got the starter box set as well, which we'll be having as part of that crowdfund. And then what else? What else are we doing? So we are prepping. Well, the name has changed. So I'm showing you right now on screen. It says the Companions Compendium, but it's now being called Pets and Sidekicks. But annoyingly, the link on the Kickstarter page still says Companions Compendium, which is what it is. But anyway, that's a pre-launch page. This is in layout right now. So we're doing the layout. So our art and layout manager Francita has got all the artwork sourced for this. She's done a really great job with that, which is fantastic to see. So we've been seeing them coming in. So I'll show you some pictures coming up. But this is, if you have the Monstrous Menagerie 2 PDF, or even the book in your hands, because some backers have it in their hands now, you'll notice that we had heroic companion rules in there. So NPCs and creatures and things that can join your party and can level up and kind of grow with you. And this is a real expansion on those tools. So not pets and partners, pets and sidekicks. I guess they can be your partners if you wanted. It's not for me to say. It's your role-playing game. You do what you want. But anyway, Pets and Sidekicks is what we're going to be calling it. And the pre-launch page is up. But Pets and Partners does have the nice alliteration, so I get where you're going. But anyway, so Paul Hughes has written and worked on this, who wrote the original Monstrous Menagerie and the Monstrous Menagerie 2. So it's a real continuation of that. And I'm really excited for it. The artwork's coming in. It's looking very glorious. And yeah, there's loads of cool creatures in there that you can find and explore in your world. It gives really nice rules in the A5e framework, because we all have had a party that meets something in the wild and they're like, I need to adopt this and keep this. This is now mine in our parties. So this gives you a really nice rule set to, mechanically support that and have that in play. And also the same for NPCs. If you have recurring NPCs that grow and level with your party throughout the campaign, because maybe you've got somebody that they keep coming back to that town, or somebody in their stronghold, or something like that, that can take you in there. There's also character options in this as well. So if you want to make a character that is really connected to nature and animals and things like that, we're going to have some cultures and things around that. So if you want to make a character with those in mind, they'll be there as well. Anyway, but that will be coming out again in the summer. I'm thinking June or July. It just depends on layout and how that progress goes, because as you know, we fulfill the PDF the same day the Kickstarter ends. So we like to have the PDF copy ready to go before we launch the Kickstarter, so we know that we can send that out to you and have that done while the Kickstarter campaign is live on there. But that is the Level Up Pets, which I'm very excited about. Another project we previously talked about is the Level Up card deck, the Level Up Ultimate Collection. Now, we have just recently sold out of our Combat Maneuver card decks from our first print when we did a bit. If you're a backer of a campaign and has an add-on, do not worry. I've put them aside for you. Don't worry. But they're not available for general retail sale because they've been put aside for our Kickstarter backers who have pledged for them. But we're planning on doing a reprint of them, but also we have loads more stuff that we want to do. So we have more combat maneuvers out now, like from the Gate Pass Gazette and other publications we've had since the original, obviously, Adventurer's Guide. So we were going to do more of those. We also wanted to do some spell decks as well, because we wanted to do some spell decks that were based around character classes, so that makes things easier. And we're thinking of other options as well, like having one for treasures and things like that, so you can have them on the table and hand them out as quick references. So we were looking to make this ultimate card collection, and we were putting the pieces together. We got like rough designs together, and it's looking really good. And the whole tariff situation happened. So we were planning on launching that this spring, but we've now moved it back to the third quarter of this year because we're waiting to see what happens with that. Because of this project, our European manufacturer cannot, who we normally use for books and things like that, can't make this, because we want it to be decks of cards, and then it's going to be in a cool collector's box and things if you want all of them. So it's going to look very cool. Because of the manufacturing and complex tooling that's needed, we were going to work with our partner in China. But because of the tariffs and all the political situations, we're kind of holding off. And so this crowdfunder will still be happening, we believe. We have the pre-launch page up so you can be notified when it launches, which is going up here. She says putting it on stream. So you can be notified when we launch there, but I think this is likely to be the third quarter of the year, because we're just going to wait to see how things settle, because at the moment the rules are changing very quickly, and that makes it really hard for us to plan, because when we launch a crowdfunder, we want to have all the pricing and all the details up front and transparent, and it can take 6 months to a year for us to fulfill a crowdfunder depending on the manufacturing process. And so we need to be confident that whatever the rules are with customs and the pricing, we need to be confident that we can fulfill that. So at the moment, we're kind of kicking this down to the end of the year and to see where things kind of go and what we want to do with that. But it will still be happening, and the pre-launch pages up, but it just won't be in the spring like we originally planned. We're going to be working on more books and things that we can print in Europe between now and then, because that's a little bit more within our control, and we feel a lot more confident that we can fulfill our promises on that. So that is that. So those are kind of our upcoming projects. We are working on a potential other book, but I haven't got the details of that confirmed. But that might be later this year or early next year. But I will come back to that in future months, because I don't think we've actually finalised it with contracts with people, so I probably shouldn't say anything. So I won't. I'll be well behaved. But what I can tell you about is Level Up Gateway. So excitingly, last month, Level Up Gateway went into open alpha. So up until now, it's been open and available to the original Level Up Advanced 5th Edition backers. All 6,000 of those lovely people have had access to it for a wee while now. But now we've opened it up to a wider pool of people, because now, so if you want to make characters, go to levelupgateway.com, you can register. There's no codes or anything needed now. You can just join and play, and it's good fun. So Level Up Gateway is our online character builder, and it looks really slick. I'm really pleased with how it looked. I didn't think it would look this professional and polished, honestly, because we're a small company. Like the full-time people that work here is me and Russ. That's it, full-time. And there's an army of people that work part-time and freelancers that work on a project basis, but we're a small company, so to have something that looks like this, I'm so pleased about. So at the moment it's still in alpha, so if you spot any issues or bugs with it, then please do let us know. And at the moment you can build characters all up to level 10, so that's all on there up to level 10. We've just worked on mixed heritages, so if you wanted to have a mixed heritage character, we've just coded and put that information in, so that's new. And in our latest update, we do have the information, which you go onto levelupgateway.com. There's a news page with monthly updates for development logs for what's going on and what the roadmap is and how that's going to look. But our overall plan is to build up all the characters up to level 20 and get that built up and made with all the details for the Adventurer's Guide. Now, our long-term plan for this, how we're going to support this, is we always want a version of this to be free, because I think it's such a great tool for if you want to run A5E as a GM and you want to get your players on board, but they're really used to using D&D Beyond or something like that, or they're a bit unsure of making characters with pen and paper. This is a really great tool, so you can say, hey, here you go. So we're going to have a free version where anyone can log on and make characters with the information from the Adventurer's Guidebook. So that'll always be there. And we're going to think of having some subscription tiers where you can get access to the entire catalogue of A5E for character builders. So we're thinking of having one for just if you're a player and one for if you're a GM. And if you're a GM, you'll get a number of players that you can have under your subscription, if that makes sense. So it means your table isn't paying multiple subscriptions, because that would suck. So the idea is that if you're a table of players, just the GM kind of can have that one subscription and everyone can be underneath that and you'll get access to all the content if you want all of that. But there will always be the free version with all the information from the Adventurer's Guide, so you can make stuff like that. We're still discussing what they will look like and what that will be, but the reason we're having a paid version is so that we can pay for the server fees, the maintenance, the creation, all these things on there, so we can kind of keep supporting this and keep this tool being available. But there will always be a free version of that, because I think that's really important to onboard players and make it accessible so people can use it. But yeah, you can try it out for free now. Characters up to level 10, levelupgateway.com. Have fun. I really enjoy playing around with it, and I'm very tempted to start a campaign now that I have this as well, especially for online play. Maybe I'll be running something. Speaking of running something, segue, I am running a level up game at the UK Games Expo, and I have 2 seats currently free. So if you're going to the UK Games Expo and you want to play an RPG on Saturday night, I put the link in the chat. I am running an adventure, one-shot adventure, Valley of Misfortune, which is from the Level Up A5E starter box set. That's the middle adventure, so I've kind of edited it to be a one-shot. And I've run it several times last year at UK Games Expo and at AirCon last year and many places. So normally this adventure, I would, if I was running it as the campaign, I'd run it like 2 to 3 sessions, I think, because it's a big woodland, haunted, spooky fey woodland, and there's loads to explore. But I edit it down so you can do it in one session and have a satisfying end. Or at least what I hope is a satisfying end. So I'll be running a game, so if you want to come along, you can sign up at the UK Games Expo website. Link in the comments and on the screen. So if you're going on Saturday night at UK Games Expo, come watch a game. And myself, Morris, and PJ are planning on doing a live stream of Morris's unofficial Tabletop RPG Talk podcast on Friday, 30th of May at 2 p.m. in the Dice Room. So you can come, and it'll look very like this. I think this was us last year. So we will be there, and we'll do the live recording, and we can do a live Q&A. So if you normally watch the live stream, there won't be a live video stream that week, because instead we'll be live recording it, but you'll be able to listen to the podcast like usual. And that's in the Dice Room. It's free to come along. We were asked if we were to charge for it. We said no, and we'd turn up if we did. So as long as you have a ticket at the UK Games Expo, you can come in and sit down and be part of that. So that's what we're doing at the end of this month, 30th of May. We are, of course, there with an EM Publishing stand in Hall 3, stand number 3525, or just in the map, look up EM Publishing. And we will have, if you wanted to pick up your copy of Monstrous Menagerie 2 at the UK Games Expo in person, I've messaged you, I've sent you a refund for your shipping, and you can come pick that up in person there. And you can come say hi. And we have some fun stuff there. We're going to have demos, like I say, of Voidrunner's Codex and Split the Horde. We're going to have all of the usual books there. And we have a really fun... what's it called? Like face and hole board. You know those things you used to have at the seaside where there's like a picture and there's a hole and you put your face in it and you look like a thing? We've got one of those for Monstrous Menagerie creatures, so you can... It's a silly, fun idea. I don't know. I thought it was fun. So you can come along and do that and say hi. And we'll be there all weekend at the UK Games Expo at the end of the month. So hopefully see some of you there. And that brings me to the end of all the things I wanted to say to you lovely people this month. We'll be back, so we'll do our monthly live streams every month going forward now. So next month, it's usually the 3rd Thursday of the month that I host these. I just basically whip round and talk through, and if you have any questions or comments, you can just let us know in the chat. Of course, you can always ask us questions throughout the month. We have the email address, which is on the screen there, or via the crowdfunding project pages, leave comments and questions, and I'll try and check that within 24 hours. As I mentioned, Zin, who's works with me in the team, normally is here to help, but she's away till September now, so it is just me. So bear with me if it takes me 24 hours or so to get back to you on your customer service questions, but I will get back to you, I promise. I think that is all for this month, so thank you very much for coming along, and thank you for your ongoing support. We are an indie TTRPG company, and we couldn't do what we do without all your support. I'm always so grateful for the crowdfunding campaigns when I see people backing and showing up for us. We get to make games and share them with people, and that's a really cool thing to do. But anyway, I'm going to head off now. Thank you very much for coming along and listening to me prattling on for a long time. If you want to hear myself, Russ, and PJ prattling on some more tomorrow at 2 p.m. UK time, which is 9 a.m. Eastern, she says uncertainly. Tomorrow, wherever you're watching this, we'll also have the live recording of Morris's unofficial Tabletop RPG talk. We'll be going through the week's Tabletop RPG news, so we won't be talking about all EM publishing stuff like this. I saved that for one foul swoop there. Yeah, come along tomorrow and we can chat then as well. But for now, I'm going to log off. So thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow. So thanks and bye.